أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum everyone, I hope you're well. Can we go through some class etiquettes? So welcome to Thursday's class. Can I please ensure that you have all done wuzu? You're all wearing clean clothing. Boys, your heads are covered with a cap, and girls, you have a headscarf covering your head. If you have a parent present, that would be great to aid you in your learning. And please remember, this is a classroom setting, so ensure that you're in a quiet place. Right. Now, co-host, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Could I please see the opening dua?
Yes, if you just bear with me.
Jazakallah. Brilliant. And can I have a student on the mic to help me for the fourth dua, as it's a Thursday?
Okay, I'll just highlight it. If you bear with me. And we can have student G1059.
Is G1059. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, could you please repeat after me? And you can help me read this opening dua. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
ربي
ربي
علمني
علمني
ما هو خير
خير
عندك.
عندك.
Okay, well done. That was beautifully read. And can you say the translation for me, please?
O my Lord, teach me what is best for me in your knowledge.
Jazakallah. And this here? Tazkira. Tazkira is from a collection of writings of the Promised Messiah alayhi salam. So Jazakallah for helping me. That was beautifully read. Allah Hafiz for now.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we will do our lesson, which is a continuation of yesterday's lesson.
If I can ask you to share your screen now.
Yes, of course. Jazakallah.
And whilst the teacher's just finding the appropriate PDF, may I just ask for students if you could please possibly try not to raise your hands. We will explain our method for choosing students tomorrow, but when you raise your hands, it's really difficult for us to actually maneuver on the screen. So if you can actually try not to raise your hands, please. Jazakumullah.
Jazakallah. Okay, so yesterday the teacher went over with you how to pronounce these letters from the Arabic alphabet, and we're going to continue, and we only have a few left, so these 4. So we'll pick a student to do 2 lines each, and after which we'll move on to the next exercise. So co-host, if I could please have a student to help me with these 2 lines.
Okay, yes. If we can have student G117.
Okay, Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so we're going to start with this letter here, which is a wow. Can you repeat, please?
Wow.
Very good. And wow, at the beginning of a word, looks exactly the same. So you cannot join it from the tail at the bottom here. It cannot be joined. So it looks the same. What's this one here?
Alif,
Good.
Mim,
Yes.
Ra.
Good. So raw, try to say with a thick sound, like raw.
Ra.
Very good. What about this letter here? With the 2 dots underneath. So this one is a ya.
Ya.
Good. And again, well,
Wow.
what's this one? Wow. Good. Well done. So the wow in the middle of a word can be joined from behind. This is wow. This one here
Mim,
and here.
Nun,
Very good. What about this letter?
Fa,
Sorry, say again.
Fa,
Yes, that's right. What about this one?
Za,
Yes, very good try. So this is a val.
Zal.
Good. Val. You can say this 2 ways. Either you can stick your tongue out a little bit between the 2 teeth and you say val, or you can take your tongue and push it just behind your front 2 teeth. Val. Have a go. Val.
Dal.
Good. Just like you're saying the word that. If you say that,
Okay. That.
good. So that and dhal are from the same point. So your tongue makes the same, is in the same position. And lastly, the red letter.
Wow.
Very good. Okay, what's this one here?
Ha.
Yes, that's right. And then look, it changes shape. It can also look like this. So again, what's this?
Ha.
And here, the tall one.
Lam.
This one is an alif. Okay, so a lam has a flick over here, like you can imagine where the hand is going. It has a flick. So this doesn't have a flick. It goes straight up. So it's an alif. What
Alif.
about this one?
Dal.
Dal. A bit
Dal.
long. That's right. And what about the one with the 2 dots underneath?
Ya.
Yes. And then here?
Alif.
That's right. Well remembered. What about here?
Ya.
And this one?
Ha.
Good. So you're able to recognize the 3 different looks of the ha. So one is different here, another different here, and another different shape it takes on. So well remembered. What about this one?
Dal.
Good, that's right. And here? Imagine it has 2 dots underneath. That might help you. This one is a ya.
Ya.
Yeah. How about this letter?
Mim.
Good.
Nun.
Very good.
Ha.
Good. Can you read these 3?
Ha. Ha. Ha.
Good. And you did very well to pronounce this softly. It's just a very easy letter. Ha, ha, ha. Well done. Jazakallah for helping me.
Jazakallah.
Okay. Allah Hafiz for now.
Hafiz.
Okay. For our final 2 lines, could I please have another student on the mic? Co-host. Jazakallah.
Yes, G1061.
Okay. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
आप क्या हाल है?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakallah for asking. So you're going to help me with this letter, please. Can you tell me what it is?
Hamza.
Very good. Hamza. So Hamza is another letter that is similar in its sound to Alif when it has a Fatha Dhamma Kasran, which we'll come to later. But for now, as you correctly said, this is recognized as just Hamza. Good. And again?
Hamza. Alif. Noon. Ta.
Good. Very good. This one?
Sin. Hamza.
Yes.
Lam.
Good.
Jim. Alif. Hamza.
Very good. And then these three?
Hamza. Hamza. Hamza.
Good. So as you can see, Hamza at the beginning stays exactly the same. In the middle, it's just joined as it goes up a little bit, but it stays exactly the same. And at the end, again, it's exactly the same. So it doesn't change. Okay, and the last letter, what's this one?
Ya.
Good.
Ya.
Good. So ya has the two dots on the bottom, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it can be joined from the front. So it can be joined and another letter can go on the front. What about this tall letter in the grey?
Alif.
Good.
Mim. Ra.
Good. Try saying raw.
Ra.
That's very nice. And again, raw.
Ra.
Good. So when we say the letter raw, we have to remember that our mouth should be rounded. Raw. Good.
Ta. A.
This one, if you can say again, please.
A.
This is a ghoin. Ghoin. And do you remember how I told you that the ra should be rounded, should be said with your mouth rounded? The same applies to the ghoin. It's said with your mouth rounded, and it's one of the thick and heavy letters that we have. So the Arabic alphabet is made of 29 letters. 7 of them are pronounced with a thick and heavy sound, and ghoin is one of them. Okay, so if you can try that for me, ghoin.
Ring.
Very good. So you can say, if you listen to me, the difference would be ghain and ghoin. Okay, so you can hear which one is the heavy sound. So let's try this one again.
Ring.
Good. Have your mouth rounded and it helps you get that heavy sound out. But we'll go to the next one.
Ya.
Yeah, that's right. And over here, we see that ya, how it's joined from behind and in front. All that is done is that a flick goes up, but we know it's a ya because we recognize it from the 2 dots at the bottom. So what about this one?
Za.
Good, very good. This one is also said with a thick and heavy sound. So it's zo,
Ro.
zo, zo.
Zo.
Very good. That was it. That's what I was looking for. And I'll just show you here. There it is. It's highlighted in red. So it's a thick letter, zo. What about this letter at the end?
Alif.
Very good. And then these group of letters?
Ta. Ha. Ta.
This one here?
Dal.
Dal, that's right.
Ya.
That's right. Ya at the end looks like this. So it's changed shape totally to the first two examples, hasn't it? It's gone back to the original. So sometimes it can have two dots in the beginning and in the middle, but when it comes at the end, it looks almost like an S shape. Okay, what about these letters here?
Ya.
Sorry, say it again, please.
Ya.
Yes?
Ya.
Good. Very well done. Okay, Jazakallah for your help. And inshallah, we'll call you again to the mic soon. So Allah Hafiz for now.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, so now we've completed how to pronounce these letters of the alphabet, and we're going to continue practicing them in the following exercises. But let's move on for now. So we're going to be looking at more mixed exercises, and these ones are the attributes of Allah. So as we did before, I'm going to take you through each letter and we'll practice how to say each one. So co-host, could I please have another student on the mic?
G1010 now has the mic.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. I'm good. Okay, let's start reciting. I think with the other two students, I forgot to prompt them to say the awwal and tasmiyah. A'udhu billah. So could you start with that, please?
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Good. Okay, let's have a go. I'm going to choose at random, and then whichever ones I pick on, then we'll have a go at that. Start at the beginning.
Alif,
Yes, good.
lam, ra,
Raw.
wa,
Good, very good.
ha,
This letter comes from the middle of the throat, and it's a bit stronger, so it's a ha.
ha,
That's a lot better. I often find if you open your mouth a bit wider, then the sound comes out correctly. So we'll try one more time. Ha.
ha,
That's correct. Well done.
mim, noon,
Very good. Okay, let's come on to this one.
alif, lam,
Yeah.
mim, lam, ka,
That's right. Good. And what about this one?
qaf,
This one.
alif,
Yes.
lam, ku,
Try again. Nearly.
kwa,
So it was a good try, and I can see that you're trying to make it thick because it's highlighted in red, so you know you have to make it thick. But it's a simple qaf.
ka,
Good. Try and make it a little bit heavier. Qaf.
qaf,
Very good. Here. What do you think? This one is a dal. Can you say dal?
dal,
Yes.
vu,
This is pronounced like a W, so wa, wow.
wow, wow,
Yes, that's right. Just like we say window or watch. Wow.
wow,
Good. This one?
si,
Very good. Okay, let's move to this one here.
alif, lam, a,
This is ayn.
ain,
Yes, that's right. One more time.
ain,
Yes. So it's a bit different to alif, which is just an sound. This comes from the middle of your throat. It's a ayn. It's one of the tricky letters to get used to. Have another go?
I.
That's good, good. Here?
Z.
Zal.
Zal.
Sorry, that's my mistake. It's a za.
Za.
Yes. So if you can say the word zoo,
Zu.
yes, it's that strong Z letter. Za.
Za.
Yes, good.
Ja.
And again, please.
Ja.
What about the one that, are you saying, looking at the same one with the 2 dots underneath? This one?
Ja.
Yes. And last letter here?
Zu. Za.
Good. Well remembered with the zoo example. It's a za. Good. Okay. I will do one more because I want to try and get as many students on as possible. So we'll finish with this one.
Alif. Lam. G.
Jim.
Jim.
Yeah.
Ba.
Again, please.
Ba.
Yes.
Ba.
What about this tall letter?
Alif.
Yes.
Ra.
One more time, please. I didn't hear that clearly.
Ra.
Ra. Why do you think this is highlighted in red? And the others are in black. What's special about this one? And this one, all the letters highlighted in red. What do you think? What do we have to do when we come to the letters in red? We have to say them with a thick and heavy sound. So as opposed to ra, this would be raw.
Wa.
Very good. I could hear that thick and heavy sound in your voice, and it often helps to have a rounded mouth. Okay, Jazakallah for your help. We'll call you again soon to the mic. So Khuda Hafiz for now.
Khuda Hafiz.
Hafiz. Co-host, could I have the next student, please?
Yes. G1052.
Jazakallah. G1052. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
They are unmuted. G1052, you have the mic. Okay, we will try and come back to them. Let's try somebody else. G1030.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you today?
Good. And you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. You don't have any devices in the background, do you? Because I seem to hear an echo.
Yeah, I do.
If you could just please move those away or move yourself away so that we get rid of that echo, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, have you moved away?
Yeah.
It's still a bit of an echo. Have a go now. What do you think? Are you away?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's a lot better, yes. Okay, if you could start with the awudh and tasmiyah, please. A'udhu billah.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Yes, that's a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to pick some random words from these 2 rows and then let's see how it goes from there. So what's this one?
Alif. Lam.
Yeah.
Kha.
Good. Well done for remembering to keep this thick.
Alif, Lam, Qaf,
Say that again, please.
Qaf,
Good. Try and make this a bit more clearer and crisp, so it's just a qaf.
Qaf,
That's a lot better. So we don't want to confuse it with the kha sound. It's just a qaf. Okay, good. What about this one?
Alif, Lam, Mim,
Yes.
Sword,
Very good.
Wow, Ra.
Good. Here?
Alif, Lam, Sin, Mim, Ya, Ain.
Good. How about saying the ayn from the portion of the throat at the back? Ayn.
Ain.
That's good. That's good. This letter comes with a lot of practice, but I could hear the improvement there. So yeah, just with practice, become ayn. What about this group of letters here?
Alif, Lam, Ain,
Good.
Lam, Ya, Mim.
Very good. I think we can finish off with this one.
Alif, Lam, Ta, Wow, Alif, Ba.
Okay, Jazakallah. That was really good, very well pronounced. Alhamdulillah. Okay, Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz for now.
I love this.
So, okay, I think we can take one more student and we'll do 2 more lines. So could I have someone else on the mic, please, co-host?
Yes, G1078.
Okay, Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
G1078, if you can please unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, could you start with the awwad and tasmiyah, please?
Yeah.
أعوذ بالله
أعوذ بالله
من الشيطان
من الشيطان
الرجيم
الرجيم.
بسم الله
بسم الله
الرحمن
الرحمن
الرحيم.
الرحيم.
Okay, let's practice some letters. Let's start from here.
Alif, Lam, Ba, Alif, Ka,
Qaf.
Kaf,
So try say it with a little bit more heavy sound. Qaf.
Kaf.
And co-host, if you could just confirm, is this a ya or is it just the qaf?
It's a Ya.
Okay, jazakallah. Yeah, so if you can go ahead and say the ya as well.
Ya,
Okay, well done. Okay, let's go on to this one here.
Alif, Lam,
Good.
Gain,
Ghain.
Wine,
Good. Try one more time.
Wine,
Yes, that's right. Ghain.
Wine,
Yes, well done.
Ka,
Qaf has 2 dots, so this is just the one. What do you think? Guess again.
Noon,
That's good guess. Noon does have 1 dot, but on top of the round circle with the 1 dot is a fa.
Fa,
Yes.
Wow, Ra.
Good. Ra. Well done. And we will do just the one more. Let's do this one.
A,
Alif.
Alif,
Yeah.
Lam, Wine,
Very good. You remembered from this one. Well remembered. Ghain. Just remember to make your mouth round. Sorry, one more time.
Ghain.
Very good. Beautiful, mashallah. This one.
And Fa.
Yes, well remembered.
Alif.
Yes.
Ra.
Could you say this one in a thick voice?
Ra.
Raw.
Ra.
That's it. Okay. Well, Jazakallah for helping me. I'll call you again soon. Allah Hafiz for now. Okay. So we're going to now continue. And we'll go on to the next exercise. Now, these are names of prophets, but we'll continue as the same format as before. So, co-host, could I please have another student on the mic for exercise 4.3?
Yes, I'm going to ask, there's 3 students all on the one ID. In the first instance, we'll unmute G1011.
Okay, Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
G1011, you now have the mic.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. So, are you ready to recite?
Yes.
Okay, start with the awwad and tasmiyah, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف دال ميم
Good.
دال ذا
This one here.
نون
Yes.
نون واو ها
Good.
ألف
So, with the ha, if you could say with
دال
a strong voice, ha.
ها
A bit more stronger from the middle of your throat, ha.
ها
Good. I want you to imagine, remember, imagine on a cold day and you blow out and you see smoke coming from your mouth, don't you? You say ha. So I want that kind of ha. So imagine you can see smoke coming out.
ألف
What? Can we say this letter again? Ha. Yes. But now say the ah at the end as well. So ha.
ها
Good, good, good. This one?
ألف دال را
This one is highlighted in red because it's said with a thick sound. Raw.
را
Yes?
يا سين
Yes?
ألف با را
Say that one again, please. The one with the
Ra.
dot. This one with the dot.
با
Ba. Okay.
را
Good. Well remembered to make.
با ميم
Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to show ones at random. Okay. We're going to do.
If I can just interrupt, if she can now pass the mic to her sibling,
Okay. Good idea. Jazakallah.
G1013, if you could come to the mic now, please.
السلام عليكم
Walaikum salam. Okay. Could you start with the awwad and tasmiyah, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ميم واو سين يا
Very good.
ها را
Good. Nice thick sound. Good.
ها
This one here.
واو
Good. Wow.
واو نون
Yes.
شين يا
This one here. What do you think? This is also a letter.
عين
Good.
يا
The letter with the dot underneath. So this one is a ba.
Ba.
Yes. And the last one?
Lam. Ya. Lam. Lif.
This one is an alif.
Lif.
Okay. And here?
Sin.
That's right.
Okay, and if you can now pass the mic to the third sibling, G1014.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. MashaAllah, you're all eager to recite. So let's start with the awwad and tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Okay, start from here, please.
ألف ألف سين
Yes.
ميم عين يا لام
Yes. Good.
ألف سين
Good.
ها
Again, this is a bit of a stronger sound. Ha.
ها
Maybe stretch your mouth out into a smile and then say, and you have to stretch it and open it wider. So ha.
ها
Yes, that was a lot better. I heard that. And this one?
قاف
Very good. You made it nice and thick.
يا
Yes, good.
عين تا
It has two dots on top of a round circle, so it's a qaf.
قاف
Yes.
واو
Say that again, please.
واو
That's right. Yes. So it's with a W sound, like a wow. Yes.
با
Ba. Yes.
دال ألف ميم
Try this one again.
دال ألف واو دال
That's fantastic. Okay. Jazakallah for helping me, you three. And we'll call you again soon, inshallah. Walaikum salam. Okay. Let's move on. Can we have someone else on the mic, please, co-host?
Yes, G1045.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
G1045, if you could unmute yourself, please.
Hello?
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I can.
Okay. Right, so I'm hearing a bit of an echo in myself. So can you ensure you have no devices around you? Yeah?
And assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Are there any other devices around you on?
No.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, so let's start from, you're going to be doing these two lines, but I'll be picking at random. We can start with the first one. If we start with the awwad and tasmiyah.
Yeah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
The whole letter, the complete letter is seen.
Sin
Yes, but good try.
Lam
Good.
Yeah
Good try. The whole letter is ya.
Ya. Ma.
Meme.
Mim.
Good.
Noon.
Well done. And how about this one?
Za.
Yes, good. It's a strong one. Za.
Za. Ga. Gaf.
Good. Gaf ends with a
Gaf.
Gaf. Yes.
Ra.
How would you make this thick?
Ra.
Raw.
Ra.
So when you finish saying this letter, your mouth should be rounded. Raw.
Ra.
Good.
Yeah.
Try again. Yeah.
Ya.
Good.
Alif.
That's right. What about this one?
Ya.
And this shape at the top?
Ha.
Good. This is a strong one. Ha.
Ha.
Yes.
Ya.
Good. How about here?
Alif. Lam. Ya. Sin. Ain.
Good. Very good. And the last one we'll do is this one.
Alif. Lam. Ya. Alif.
Seen.
Sin. Ya. Noon.
Okay, mashallah. Fantastic. That was brilliant. Jazakallah. Okay, Allah Hafiz for now.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so we'll finish off with one more student and then we'll move on to our next exercise. So could I have one more student on the mic, please, co-host? Assalamu alaikum, co-host. Can I have one more student on the mic?
Yes, apologies, I was on mute myself. G1044.
Okay, Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum. You're very eager to recite. Okay, then I won't stop you. Let's go ahead. Right, let's go from here.
Mean.
Say that again.
Mean.
So this is meme.
Meme.
Yeah, so it's two M's. Meme.
Mean.
What about this one?
Ha.
Yes, but it's a strong one. So try again.
Ha.
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 Yes, good.
Me. Mean.
Good. Remember the two M's. Meme.
Meme.
Yes. This one.
Dal.
And again, please.
Dal.
Yes. What about this one? Did you say alif?
Alif.
Okay, good.
Alif.
Nearly, because it's joined. And this one is a lam. Because you can't join an alif. That's why it's standing by itself. So this one is a lam.
Lam. Meme. Da.
Dal.
Dal.
Yeah, it has no dot, so it's just a simple dal. This one.
Sa.
That's beautifully pronounced, mashallah. Well done. Tha. Good. Here. The one in red. So it's a thick lesson.
Raw.
Raw, that's right. And we'll finish and I'll give you a long one. We'll do this one here. And you this. So what's this letter?
Raw.
Yes?
Ha.
Stronger? Ha. You say ha?
Mim.
Ha?
Ha.
Yes.
Mim. Mim.
This one?
Da.
Ta?
Da.
Da? If you say it after me, this is a da.
Ta.
Da. It's got the 2 dots, so it's like a da. Okay? And this one?
Lam.
Good.
And lam.
Yes.
Ein.
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 Yes.
Ein. Lam.
Yes. This one's a meme.
Mim.
What about the one with 2 dots underneath?
Ya.
Good. And lastly?
Nun.
Okay. Jazakallah for your help. That was excellent, mashallah. Okay, Allah Hafiz for now.
Lapis.
Okay, co-host, can you just confirm that I don't cover exercise 4.4 and move on to 4.5? Is that correct?
It's your call. They need to practice some of these letters, so maybe a few from exercise 4.4.
Okay, we'll do that. So again, it's a new exercise, but it's the same thing we'll be doing, practicing letters. So if I could please have another student on the mic and we can go through this.
G111. Okay, G1122. If you could please unmute yourself, please.
Jazakallah.
G1122. Please unmute yourself.
Walaikum salam.
How are you today?
Walaikum salam.
Are you well?
Oh, beta.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Good. Okay, let's start with Ta'awudh and Tasmiyah. So, A'udhu Billah.
Go ask me.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Jazakallah. So whichever one I point to, then we'll have a go at that. So let's start here.
Okay. Sin,
Yes, good.
Mim.
This is a Ya,
Okay.
and we know it's Ya because the 2 dots underneath. So Ya,
Ya.
yeah,
Kaf.
good. Try and say it with a thicker sound. Qaf,
Kaf.
good. But try not to get the H sound in there. It's just a crisp, sharp Qaf.
Okay.
Bolo.
Qaf. Have a go.
Kaf bolo.
Kaf.
Good, good, good. Well done. This one.
Wow.
Oh.
Lam.
Yes, good. Okay, let's move to this one here.
La. La.
The full one is Lam.
Lam.
Yes. Alif. Yes.
Itu setuju.
2 dots
Ab देख के बताओ.
is a Ya.
Ya.
Good.
Ha.
Yes. A stronger one. Ha.
Ha.
Yes.
Ba. Alif.
Yes.
Hmm.
Looks like an alif, but this one can be joined.
Lam.
Yes. Again, this one can be joined like the previous letter. So this is also a lam. And this one?
Lam. Ha.
Good. Okay, I will finish off only because I don't want to keep other students waiting. So let's do this one. And we'll finish.
That one.
Which one?
This one.
Okay, chalo bolo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alif. Lam. Meme. Ya.
Ha,
Ha.
ha.
Ha. Ha.
That's a lot better. Ha, yes.
Sword.
Well, you made it thick, which is good, but try and take out the what that I heard in there. It's just a simple sword.
Sword.
Good. Sword. Well done. Here. One dot on top. What do you think?
What is this?
This one is a noon.
Noon.
And this one?
Noon.
नहीं ये दोनों थे.
Ta.
That's right. Okay. Very good effort. Jazakallah for trying. That was really good. Okay, we'll call you again soon, inshallah. So Allah okay, Koz, could I have another student on the mic, please?
Yes. G1112
Okay,
has the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Are you ready to recite?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So let's start with the awwad and tasbih. A'udhu billah.
How could I do it?
If you start with a'udhu billah, then we can begin.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Okay, let's start with the first one.
First one.
Where this little white hand is.
Which one are you saying it? Which one are you saying?
This one that says qaf.
Cough.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, and the next one?
Alif.
Good.
Lam.
Yeah.
Lam. Alif. Alif.
Alif, good.
Lam.
Yes.
Lam.
This is a meme.
Meme.
This one.
Ra.
Lam. And then this letter here, what's that? Curvy one. This is the alif.
Alif.
Yes. And here,
Yeah. Alif.
this is a hamza.
Hamza.
Yes. Okay, let's give you just one short one because then we need to finish. What's this one?
Ra.
Good.
Ra.
Ra. And then the next to it is,
Hamza.
with the dot underneath, is a ba.
Ba.
Here. This is a meme.
Meme.
And the last letter at the end
Alif.
Alif. Beautiful. Okay, Jazakallah for your help. Okay, Allah Hafiz for now.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, so that concludes the class. We're going to move on to the homework. So your homework for today, Thursday, is to continue practicing the combined letters. From the PDFs, you need to practice exercise 4.1 from the letter Dad to Ya. Now, parents, if you're listening, this same PDF will be sent to the WhatsApp group that you're on. So do look out for it. If you have Hafiz Sahib's book, the reference page for this is pages 38 to 39. Okay. So now we'll move on to our concluding prayer. Co-host, could I please have a student to help me in this?
Yes, but just before you do, I'm just going to share my screen.
Sure.
Okay, so the teacher has just explained the homework. And if I could bring that back up. Combined letters, exercise 4.1 from the letter Dad to Ya. And this is the exercise that we are referring to. Okay, it's exercise 4.1, which was covered yesterday and some of it today. When you do go through this with your children, please ask them to take their finger and to, for example here, run it around the letter and place a dot on it. And when they do that, then they will see how the first part of the shape repeats itself here. And then they will see how it changes here and here. And when you take them through, also see if you have time. I mean, we are 7 o'clock, so some of you are quite young, you'll be going to bed. But if you do decide to go into these exercises as well to practice, if they get stuck, take them back to here, okay? And then show them what the letter was, because they'll recognize these letters, and then show them how they look in their other forms. Okay? I hope that's clear. And I'll now pass back to the main teacher for the end dua.
Okay, Jazakallah. So, right, so could I have a student on the mic for the end dua, please?
Yes, we will have G1019.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
G1019, please unmute yourself. Okay, we will try somebody else. G1049.
Huh? What?
Oh, okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Okay, could you recite the with and tasmiyah, please?
Yes.
A'udhu billah.
أعوذ بالله من
Yes.
الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Allahumma
اللهم
arhamni.
أسمي
Allahumma arhamni
اللهم ارحمني
bil-Qur'anil
بالقرآن
azim.
agreed
Azim.
Azim.
Jazakallah. And could you read the translation, please?
Oh Allah, have mercy on me to the Quran, the great.
The great.
Great.
Jazakallah. Okay, with that beautiful prayer, we will conclude our class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.